Hey everybody, this is Javier coming to you live, and I'm going to do a simple demonstration about creating a ReactJs app. And so, as you know, the time has changed on how we create apps or how we create single page applications. And if you don't know what a single page application, then go ahead and look it up. Go online and just search for what is a single page application. And that is what I'm going to show you a little bit. And basically, I'm just going to touch on the very basics on how you can start like your new project or how you can start a new React.js app. The time has changed. And so yesterday I was reviewing this with one of my coworkers and open looking at it and the new way of starting a new application, we encounter some issues, not issues, but rather a new way of doing things. And I wanted to touch base on this because it is a new way of doing things, and I want to just make sure everybody is aware and how you can accomplish the same thing without utilizing the new way. So here I am, just doing a quick review, a quick update, a quick you know, um, way of creating a new React app for your next project without using all the other enhancements that they have provided in this new way in 2023. So with that, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to go ahead and just jump into here into the react.dev website where you can log in and start learning or reading about the React.js library. And as you know, this is the library or the framework that was created by Facebook, and so it's well supported. As they have a huge community, huge support, but it is easy to understand and easy adaptable. React utilizes JSX, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to look it up on what is JSX so that you know exactly what it means. Scripting. So JSX, I'm going to go inside because and this it takes us back to the legacy React.js documentation, which is it is there. I don't recommend you using it just because the way that they're utilizing the new code is a lot safer, a lot smarter, a lot easier to manipulate so that you don't have any leakage or any code leaking. So it says that this funny syntax is neither string or HTML. It is called JSX as a syntax extension to JavaScript. We recommend using it in React to describe the UI should you look like. The, describe what the UI should look like. JSX might remind you of a template language, but it comes with a full power of JavaScript. JSX produces React elements. We will explore rendering them to the DOM in the next section. Below you can find a basic JS necessary. You can find the basics of JSX necessary to get you started. So why JSX? React embraces the fact that rendering logic is inherently coupled with other UI logic. How events are handled, how the state changes over time, and how the data is prepared for display. Basically, like I said, it's just a mixture of HTML and JavaScript all intermingle. And if you have ever done JavaScript, vanilla JavaScript, you know how you have to treat the text or the tags. So this actually combines the whole scenario so that you don't have to and constants or variables that will serve to present the HTML. And this is just a basic structure. This is not actually a structure. This is just like some elements that they provided. So it says like in the sample below, we embedded a result of calling JavaScript function. So it is basically nothing really. It's just creating the function and passing in the name and the first name and last name from this constant and presenting it inside an h1 tag by the way of that. So it's pretty simple to understand once you get into it, but at the same time, this is the legacy. So I just wanted to touch a little bit about what the JSX syntax code is. Just a little bit. I'm not going to go into it or anything like that. I'm just going to show you that this is what the script looks like and what it is called. So we're going to close this since this is legacy. And then we're going to go in here and this is what I wanted to touch on. The thing is that it tells you all of these, it gives you all of these examples about writing components and code markup. It gives you like what it looks like to have a small excerpt to create this list of videos. As you can see, it's very easy um, to create and create a generator basically that will output all the items within a list. And it tells you about the state usage and everything, how you can utilize it. And so it can be persistent throughout the whole app if you need to do it, or just contain it within a component. In this case, they have a searchable video list and they are passing in, I'm guessing, yep, on press. Whenever you press an item, it will be um, persistent to that one video that you liked, and so it passes it all along. But this is all pretty awesome script. But what I'm gonna get to, and then you can attach, all your regular instances of your databases, and you can use suspense, and you can use a bunch of other hooks that React does awesome. But where I wanted to get to is, okay, it says welcome, get started here, right? So you get started and it's just a quick start, my button, blah, blah, blah. It gives you a bunch of examples. But what I'm looking for is like, where do I start? It says to start here, but it doesn't give you exactly where to start. It doesn't give you like, hey, this is where you start. This is where you install it. This is more like learning it. But after looking at all this, I'll go to the installation because that's where I want to go. I want to start a new React project. So I'll go in here, and this is where I'm gonna do, okay? So I'm gonna start a new project, and it says like production grade React frameworks. It doesn't give you anything else other than you need to create it within a framework. Now, I'm not familiar with any of those, with the exception of this one. Expo, I explored it. It is not fitting with what I want to do with my projects. I don't want to pay anybody to host or take care of my projects. I want to take care of them. I utilize Docker containers as well as Azure. So I don't need an extra step to manipulate or basically nurture my projects, because I don't use that. I have my own stack, and I don't want to have yet another big stack of items to create what I already have within my stack. I hope that makes sense. But if you need something like a CI, CID, go ahead and learn it. Next.js is the one that I recommend. It's pretty easy to understand, and I've used it before. However, this is what it is basically creating your own server so you can host your React application within the next server. And again, I don't want to utilize it. I can install it. I can do whatever through my Docker process, and yeah, and so yeah. But this is the big change is in this new um, way of doing the React or starting your React application. They want to push you towards achieving or installing any of those on any of these frameworks. So um, again, I explored this expo. I don't want it, so I'm skipping it. I'm pretty sure that these others are the same. You would have to either pay somebody or actually learn how to manage any of these services on your own. I'm not a I don't want to touch on this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start a new project and I'm gonna install Gatsby. Okay, so I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna copy the Gatsby project and I'm gonna open up my terminal. And where's my terminal? Here it is. All right, so in my terminal, I'm gonna create a new, just a sample, um, folder, so I can trash it after I'm done. So I'm gonna call it an hab sample, and then I'm gonna cd into it. After that, I'm just gonna run what I copy. It's on my clipboard, so I'm just gonna run npx create Gatsby, and I'm gonna follow all the prompts because it's gonna give me a new set of prompts. I'm gonna increase the size of my terminal so you guys can see it. So it says, what would you like to call your site? I'm gonna call it um, Gatsby. And what would you like to name the folder where you? I'm gonna call it sample. Will you be using JavaScript or TypeScript? I prefer JavaScript for now. Do I need to install any of those items? Like, do I want to plug it in with Contentful, which is a headless CMS? Any of those, all of these are headless CMSs. So if you want to plug in whatever, oh, this is the first time I see WordPress, but if you want to plug in whatever items, like Contentful is a headless CMS, Data headless CMS, Netlify headless CMS, Sanity headless CMS. This is Shopify, so you can make transactions if you want to create a shop. WordPress, everybody knows WordPress. If you don't know WordPress, then sorry. So I'm not going to install any dependencies or anything along those lines. This one is, would you like to install a styling system? If I was to do this, I might install Tailwind, but I'm gonna select no for now. Would you like to install additional features with other plugins? So I installed this one before, the Google GTag script. I don't know why it failed before, so I'm not gonna install it. And I think that the G tag is utilizing the old G tag, it's not the G4 tag. So I'm not gonna install any of that. Responsive images, I don't need them. I don't need them to automatic sitemap. Manifest file, it should be cake simple to add it, so no. Oh, well, I'm gonna generate it just so I can have something right there. So then I just hit done. It's gonna install Gatsby plugin manifest and blah blah blah. Shall we do this? Yes, go ahead and do it. So now it's gonna go through installation processes and everything, and then once it's done, it's gonna tell me, hey, go ahead and log in or cd into the sample folder file that I created or that I named, and then inside of that is gonna be all my project files. But in the meantime, I'm gonna try to see if, well, actually, I'm gonna be utilizing Visual Studio Code to bring in my project or to manipulate my project. So let's just keep on watching this thing. So because it goes through a bunch of settings and everything, but then it lets you know. So now it says that success, manifest, and that were created. Your new Gatsby site, Gatsby, has been successfully created. Add job sample sample. Start by going to the directory with cd sample. So it gives you everything, you know. So you just go, if I want to see everything, so see that there's a sample file folder. So I just see the into it, and then let's look at all the other files. So as you can see, it has a README file, Gatsby config file, and node modules. Node modules has all the modules for Gatsby as well as React. And let's examine the SRC file. So I'm gonna go into the SRC folder and let's look at that. So it has images and pages. I'm gonna look into the images. And it has a 404 JS and index.js. If I was to have chosen to create this with utilizing um, utilizing TypeScript, it will have a JST, I believe, as instead of the JS. All right, so I think we're ready to open it and see the whole thing. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to go in here. I'm gonna open it. Excuse my whole structure. It's right here, and I'm just gonna drag it. So now that we have this, this is again, we're gonna explore it, and images, it's got an icon, so that's the Gatsby icon. And let's look at the packages. So packages look pretty simple, but if you notice, I don't see any React, you know, in the implementations. Well, actually, I do see React, but then I see the Gatsby and the plugins manifest, and and obviously the React DOM that you need to do the routes. So let's just run this and let's see what it does. npm run start, probably. Can't remember how to do this. Yep. No. Oh yeah. Another thing is like, so there's an error with the Punycode module, and I haven't I haven't had a chance to look at it and how to resolve this issue, but yeah, so it tells me that there's an error, and then it has to run the compiler through the Gatsby, so it does a bunch of compilation and blah blah blah, deprecation of the Punycode, whatever Punycode is. Oh, and it built it. So it built it on a localhost 8000 because I'm using the 3000. Usually it would put it in the 8000. And I see that there's a grapQL service as well. So this is the reason that I don't want to use Gatsby or a framework, because it basically ships with a bunch of stuff that I don't need it at the time, or I might not never need it, but it's inside of here. So this is my main issue with this whole installation with the new way of installing ReactJS. But let's move on. Let's look at what it does, what it has. So I'm gonna open the file. it opened on a different screen because I have this thing open full size. So I'm gonna bring it out, and this is what it shows. It's like, congratulations, you just make a Gatsby site. No, I did not. This is the sample page. But let's look at it. So now that we have this, and I'm hoping that I can make updates and I will see it right away. So I'm gonna guess that this is my point of entry, the index file, and it's got a bunch of styles, which is interesting that they put it on the very top. So I don't know if it renders differently. I shouldn't render differently from, regular React JS. But man, I really hate that I have to go through each one of these things and close them. I wish it had like a big, like kind of like this, that it collapses all the open items. But well, we'll just deal with it. And then this is really interesting. So they put all the links array at the very top, and then finally we get to the render items. Well, I guess it makes sense. You start with the variables, and then you construct your page. I guess that makes sense. And then you export it out, just your main page, whatever. So now let's see if this is what we're editing. Say, Avi, congratulations. And as you see, it's make it whenever you make an update here, it reflects immediately, and that is probably the advantages of using the Gatsby, but I still don't see the advantages because I can do that without it, without Gatsby. So what else can we do differently? I mean, there's really nothing. Okay, so one other thing that I wanted to explore is, okay, so I am here and my folder structure looks like this. So I have cache, node modules, public, and source folder, and everything else is, outside in the root. So what I want to do is I want to I want to publish this thing, and it tells me that I need to do that build. So I'm gonna run npm run build, but first I'm gonna have to, oh, I forgot to look at this. Sorry, I'm gonna open this before I do the other stuff. So I'm gonna open that, and sure enough, here's a GraphQL server. So Gatsby is hosting both the whole side of the React Native as well as the GraphQL, even though I don't want to use GraphQL. I want to use an API. So and GraphQL, lets you host your own schema and everything, and host it on this in this project. But again, I don't want to do it. And what's also funny is that it's bringing up my Vue.js icon. But oh well, it's whatever. Um, so what I don't like already is that I already have two things that I didn't want. I don't want Gatsby and I don't want GraphQL server. So yeah. So now I'm gonna kill both servers, or the Gatsby server, and then I'm gonna run the build. I'm gonna do npm run build. Okay, and last time I tried this, it was pretty confusing because again, I don't know Gatsby. I don't have a need to learn Gatsby. As I told you, I run it through another set of pipelines through Azure, and okay, it says that it created it. So this tells me that it created. Pages src with 404.js, and then 404 inside of 404 folder. I have a 404 HTML, src pages index.js. So what does that mean, right? Like I don't know what it means. I don't know what I need to publish. And this is the trickiest thing. I don't know if I should be publishing this whole entire public folder. I don't know why I would need to if this is supposed to be super simple. I really don't know. So if anybody knows, type in the comment and the chat is open. Let me know. And if you basically I'm talking over the top, it's fine. This is I know this is on my public YouTube channel, and I just wanted to be this YouTube channel is mostly for everything that I do and mostly to educate. And I hope I'm not, interrupting anybody right now that is lunchtime. So um, I'm gonna open this thing and see if I can. Yeah, it actually is the index HTML. So I guess this would be the folder to publish, which is the public. But again, why do I need Gatsby? Why do I need Party Town? What is? Oh, okay. It might be. Oh, I don't even know what Party Town is. It might be the theme. I don't know. I hope it's not something else. And again, with any public items that you install, any dependencies, just watch out for things like that. It's like, hey, Party Town might mean like, hey, I'm taking out some cash out of your account, and or I'm installing something. So just always be aware of all those plugins. Make sure that you read about them before you even install them. And yeah, but again, I wouldn't want to install this whole thing public folder because I don't need Gatsby and I don't think I need Party Town. Everything else should be pretty simple. So I guess if I was to choose a framework, I would go with Gatsby. Gatsby is sounds like a good tool to use, or framework to use and learn. But again, I don't have the need for it. And I'm just gonna take a quick look at what it is. Okay, Gatsby Cloud and Netlify Cloud are uniting. Um, okay, so I guess they're pairing up with Netlify, which is another headless CMS, and that kind of makes sense. It's like a lot of other tools, a lot of big names they would choose to pair up with somebody else, which is fine. I I really I guess I like that. Um, I like that at the same time as like I don't really care because I don't use them. Um, so yeah, and it's all open source until you need to pay, until you need to deploy. So yeah, so always keep an eye out for all these frameworks because they do have a way to adapt to other platforms, but at the same time, whenever it's time to release or whenever your application grows or scales out of the ordinary, you're gonna be stuck with them, and then it's gonna be really hard to get away from them or from using them. So you just wanna watch out for those things. All right. So now, since I already created that, I'm gonna go ahead and create another app, but without the need of, or without using Gatsby or any other framework. So I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna go to I think a couple places down. Let's see, sample. I'm gonna create a. Okay, so I guess I'm on the root of my directory, and now I'm gonna go into this place, create dash react dash app dot dev. This is to create an app without the need of without using a framework. So what I'm gonna do real quick, I'm gonna go and copy this thing, and I'm just gonna place it here because I'm on the at the right place where I want to create my app. So it says install the packages. I'm like, sure, because I don't have it installed globally. So I'm gonna go ahead and add it, and boom, it's already done, I think. Behind the latest. Okay, so this one I already I came across with this a while back. So what it's saying is that since I already have it installed, I'm gonna go ahead and have to remove it globally, and there's no problem. It just takes it out from being global dependency. So now I'll rerun the code that I um, that I copied from the website, and we're gonna go ahead and create it. Yes, I want to create a React app, and you're running the creator app behind the latest release. We no longer support the global installation. The heck? I thought I had removed it. So, huh, maybe because I'm in here in the sample folder, so I'm gonna go ahead and delete that whole sample folder um, because I think that's misbehaving. So don't mind me. I'm going to this other the sample website. In the meantime, remember this is how to create a ReactJs application, and I'm gonna remove the sample folder as a whole. Okay, removed it. So now there's nothing. All right, let's see if we can try it again. All right. No, dang it. What is going on? Okay, gonna install it, uninstall it again. And now let's go ahead and create this thing. Uh, Sample. Yes. Okay. What I'm gonna do, npm install create React app latest. So what that does is like it installs the app.js, the latest version. Okay, has severity vulnerability. So npm output fix. Let's see if that fixes it. Ooh. Insufficient and link protection due to the directory cache poison and the using symbolic links. Yeah, we don't want to watch. We don't want to do any of that. Uh, and what is the name of the code? Sample. All right. So what I did, I basically forced to install the needed dependency, and it's throwing a bunch of warnings that might get resolved at some point. Um, This is nothing that I can do about, because it is coming from the React application itself. And so, anyways, so now it says a template was not provided. This is likely because you're using an outdated version of Create React app. Please note that the global installs of Gatsby are no longer supported. You can fix it by running the npm install the -g create -react -app. All right, let's see what we have. So I'll go ahead and open this up with uh, with Visual Studio and see what we get. I'm gonna close this first, open this, and let's examine this. Um, and let me take out that lower third. Sorry about that. And okay, so as you can see, the it didn't provide me with anything other than the dependency package list. So I'm gonna have to cut it short right here, but because I have a meeting at 1 o'clock and I still have to eat a little bit, but basically I will touch back. We'll have a part 2. Okay, so stick with the plan. Come back if you need to. Otherwise, ignore it. This is just the first part of now a 2-part process of installing ReactJS application without using a framework. Thank you again for watching and have a great time. Peace.